freedom. Don't be messing around. Hi guys, it's Sharonda Isadora and welcome to Brazen Babe Reviews. And tonight I will be doing a TV show recap, and that recap will be on 911 on Fox. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Happy full moon Monday. Today is full moon in Aries, so take advantage of all of that. I hope you guys are doing your rituals. If you have any, whatever you have planned, take advantage of this full moon and get it done. So, I don't know if anybody that watches me watches 911 on Fox. But it's a show that follows, well, the first season I binge watched during the summer, and it's so good. But basically it follows, well, the first season was following this 911 operator and the call she was getting in for whatever emergencies that were coming in. And then you had a cop and some firefighters that we also followed their stories. So Angela Bassett plays one of the cops that we follow, and then we have several firefighters in this fire company that, you know, they follow around. So right now we are in season 2, and this is episode 1. And for the name of Jesus and everything, I can't remember the name of the damn episode. Oh my God. So anyway. So we pick up, so we start the episode with, there's this tour bus going around touring in Los Angeles and stuff like that. And then you have like this asshole of a driver that's like driving around, and he's like, you know, going back and forth through traffic. So then you have like all these other little pockets of things going on around the city. So all at once, all these things happen at one time. The car, the guy that was driving the tour bus, which was like this open type of a limo. It was like one of those limos, those bus limos that hold several people. Well, not 700, but you know, maybe like 10 or 12 people. But it was like open. You know, there was no top. So the guy that was driving the tourist people, he wanted to be an asshole too and chase after the other guy, and that led to this accident happening. And then you had this couple that was getting married, and the guy, you saw him at the front of the altar, he was getting really nervous and crazy, so he ended up running off or whatever. And then you had that happening because the cop, Angela Bassett's character, she, Athena, that's her name, she actually ended up pulling over the groom for speeding. And then the bride or the bride-to-be was gonna come there, and she was ready to cuss him out and all this other stuff. So you had all of these going on or whatever. And then you had the firefighters who got this call, you know, to go pick up once the accident happened with the tour van and the Corvette, and then it's like it was kind of crazy. So we start off with all the crazy going on, and we find out that Athena and the captain from the fire department from the last season, they kind of like hooked up. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but we're going into season 2 with these two having a relationship, because we start off the episode and they're kind of like, you know, he parks the fire truck, she parks the police car, and you know, they go in between the fire trucks and they had this really hot kissing session. I was like, Lord, ooh, Angela Bassett, ooh, that woman, ooh, she will make you question your sexuality. God damn, she is gorgeous for her age. So anyway, so now we have a relationship between Athena and Cap from the fire department. Now we are missing one We are missing a main character from the first season. She was the 911 operator that was actually telling the story. Her mom was sick. Her mother had Alzheimer's, and then her mother passed away in the first season. So we were getting her background and and the stories of the calls that were coming into her. So now she's not in this season. I don't know if she's coming back, because her and Buck, who's this young firefighter at the fire station, started dating and started going out. So we have this thing where when we come inside season 2, she supposedly had went off to tour Europe, that Eat, Pray, Love thing. So everybody thinks she's broken off with Buck and she's not coming back. I don't have a feeling she's coming back, because they kind of sort of have a new character to replace her, which is Buckley's sister. What they call him, Buckley's sister. So I don't know if the other woman is coming back. I doubt it, but now we have a new character on it. We actually have 2 new characters on the show. We have Buckley's sister. She's running away from an abusive relationship. So, it was kind of funny, because when she first walked into the apartment, she was in Buckley's apartment. And Buckley thought his girlfriend was coming back from London. So, he was getting all undressed, like butt-ass naked, about to go in the shower because he heard the shower running. So he goes, pull the shower curtain back, and it's his sister. It was fucking hysterical. I was like, oh my God. So we're going to have a new character on the show. We find out the sister is actually running from her ex-husband, because her ex-husband, or I don't know if she's still married to him or whatever, but he's an abusive ass jerk, and was pretty much keeping her hemmed up because she hadn't seen Buckley or anybody in her family within the past 3 years. So I'm guessing and I'm figuring that was the reason why, because the husband was was abusive towards her or whatever. So now we have her, and she's actually taking on a job that Buckley's girlfriend actually was doing, which was telling these stories of the things that were happening around the city. And of course, we're going to get the lives of Athena and the captain and the other guys at the at the firefighter station. And of course, I'm guessing Buckley's sister now. So anyway, we also have a new guy at the fire station. He was ex-military, and when he first comes inside of the scene, Buckley is kind of like jealous, because he's no longer like the new guy. He's no longer like the it guy, because in the first season, Buckley was kind of like the it guy. He did everything, knew everything, but he was a little bit of a jerky asshole before he hooked up with the older lady. He was sleeping around and all this other stuff. So when the new guy come in, he's like kind of jealous, because the new guy was kind of like Buckley when we first went into season 1, but he was more, he wasn't as cocky as Buckley. Like, he knew everything, he was able to do everything, but he wasn't cocky about it or anything. That he was just very self-assured in his job. And we come to find out that this guy is ex-military, and now he's a firefighter at the station. Him and Buckley had comment, well, it was more on Buck's side, because I had wrote that Buckley didn't feel like, like he ain't the it guy anymore or anything like that. And child, a new guy, oh my, I'm gonna just call him ex-military. Ex-military is fine as fuck. Goddamn. Woo, even a lesbian chick, she was like, if I didn't like girls, I was like, yes, honey, yes. She was like, I don't even like boys. I fell out. That was so funny, but damn, he was fine. So, so the other thing I wrote down was, did the older lady really break up with Buckley? So we don't know. I don't know if she's gonna have like any pop-ups in this new season. I don't know. I'm thinking she's not coming back. Maybe the actress that played her, got another opportunity to do something else. And now we have Buckley's sister that is actually, doing the 911 calls and telling the stories and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting with the season to see what's going to happen, especially since Buckley, since he was kind of like this, this bachelor guy out there in the street seeing all these different women sleeping around. Like, even in the first season, dude was having sex in like the fire trucks and shit like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to take this, not being in a relationship, because he kind of like toned it down for her You know, because she was older than him, and she was kind of like, you know, I ain't got time for all of that. You know, if we're gonna be in a relationship, we're gonna be in a relationship. So it's gonna be interesting to see where Buckley goes this season. To see if he goes back to the way he was before he hooked up with the older lady, or if he's just gonna, like, you know, meet up with somebody and I guess have a relationship. I guess we will see. So, like I said, we have Athena and Cap. And Cap, I'm gonna call him Cap because he's the captain of the police, he's saying police station, but the fire station. So we have Athena and Cap in this relationship. But Athena was being a total loser about it. She didn't want to be seen with him. She was saying that she was like embarrassed because, you know, if you watch the first season, Athena is like a divorcee. Her ex-husband left her because after all the years of being married and having two children with this woman, and these children are teenagers, this man decided to tell everybody in his goddamn family that he was gay. I was just like, Lord be offense. Lord be offense. Child, Athena was good, because I would have been like, I would have cracked him right upside the head with my billy club. Like, what? But anyway, so now Athena is kind of like in this mode, like she has, I won't say she loves cats, but she does have strong feelings for him. But she's like kind of like embarrassed because her thing is like, I'm this divorced woman, and you know, I don't think it was kind of like because she's black and he's white. So I don't know if it was more like the black and white thing. Like she kind of like threw that up in there too. But I think it was more with Athena. It's kind of like, you know, she has this like secondhand embarrassment of like, I'm this divorced woman, and I was in this marriage for all this time, and it's kind of like, you know, it's going to be like embarrassing. Get off my court to be like, you know, in this relationship with this guy. And I was so upset. And Cap, he's such a nice guy. He's such a sweet guy. And I was just like, Athena, don't fuck it up, Athena. Do not fuck this up. And I thought she was just gonna be like, because it was one point when she was telling him all of that, like, you know, she's embarrassed about their relationship, and she's embarrassed about being divorced, and she kind of like put all her insecurities on him, and he's just like looking at her like for real. Like she didn't want to go out. Like every time they did date, they were sneaking kisses in between jobs at work, or they were like eating at her, I think more his apartment. They didn't even go to her house. So he was like, man, fuck this. So it was like one point through the show, he was like, you know what, I ain't got time for this. Like, yes, in the first season we found out some shit about me, and I'm not that person anymore. And if I'm not gonna be that person anymore, why would, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to throw my shit, you know, in my face? Like, really? I was like, damn, Athena, that was fucking low. That was low. So he put her ass out of his apartment. I would have put her ass out my apartment too. Not you, Angela, because girl, you could come stay with me any your time you want to, Miss Bassett. Oh my God, I love that woman. Woo. Damn, she looked good. And then, like, you know, she ends up having this conversation with her ex-husband, and he was just telling her some really good things, you know, like, you know, what, you know, we shouldn't be embarrassed. You know, we had our time. You know, it wasn't meant for us to go any further in this relationship. And, you know, and you should, you know, if you really like this man, if you really have feelings for this man and want to be with this man, you should give it a go and give it a shot. I thought he just gave her like the best advice, and I have wrote down like, did he sound like the best gay friend ever? I was just like, it's so cute. But I thought it was gonna be like an awkward conversation between them. But you can see that now that Athena, she's not in that place that she was with her ex-husband, like when she first found out that he was gay, because she didn't want to let go of the marriage at all. She wasn't willing to let his ass go at all. She was just like, we're going to go therapy, we're going to work this out. She was just trying everything. It just didn't work, you know, because the man, and plus he had already met somebody and hooked up with somebody and stuff. Lord, he would have got Billy clubbed upside the head. Like, ooh. Child, Jesus, be a fence. Be a whole fence. Not a half a fence, but a whole fence. Forgive me for my crazy thoughts, but he would have got Billy Club right upside the head. But anyway, So he ends up giving her some good advice in this episode, and she thinks about what he says. And like towards the end of the episode, she actually gets over, you know, whatever she was going through. Because like I said, it was more on her side, and I think she just put her shit on Cat. And, you know, whatever the husband told her, he convinced her to, like, you know, like, cut it out, Athena, like, come on, you know. And she goes and they make up, and she kind of like goes inside of the fire station with all the, you know, with all of them there, and she like gives him this big old sexy hungry ass kiss. Shit, I have wrote down, shit, I want Angela to kiss me in the mouth too, but you know, it ain't never gonna happen, but it's okay. So and I like men, but Angela Bassett, girl, I'll turn for you. Anyway, let me stop. But yeah. But it was really cute. She finally ends up like going to apologize to him. You know, she gives him this really sexy kiss inside of the fire station, and it was just great. And also throughout the episode, we have Chin. Well, the guys are actually, you know, how the firefighters do like the monthly calendar and all this other stuff. So, you know, you have Buckley and the new guy, even Kat. You know, they were all doing these, like, sending in pictures for this calendar or whatever. And Chin, he was like having this moment. He's Asian. And, you know, he was having this moment where, you know, he was just trying to take, like, you know, pictures and stuff like that. He had a really good conversation with lesbian girl. You know, he was just like, you know, growing up, he never seen, you know, people that looked like him in the movies, on TV shows, you know, as sex symbols. It was like, you know, Asian men are always, you know, put out there on TV and movies as like the geeky nerd, you know. They always try to like emasculate the Asian male, and Chin was having like a really hard time, you know, getting like, even though he did sexy pictures or whatever, he was showing them to the lesbian woman, and he was just like, you know, it's just, I'm gonna learn her name. Just forgive me if I keep saying lesbian woman. I'm gonna learn her name, but you know, he was just having a real hard time, you know, and he was talking to her, you know, and he was just like, you know, with you and me, you know, we just don't have like the representation that we need. You know, we don't see ourselves out here like, you know, doing sex through spreads and like calendars and magazines and stuff like that. So he struggled, but at the end, Chin ended up getting Mr. April. I was like, yay, Chin. I think he's a cute. The actor that plays Chin, I think he's cute. You can have it too, but you're probably married too, so it's whatever. So and then we end the episode with you know, Athena. She's driving on a highway, you know, in a cop car, and like this massive earthquake happens, and like the car below in front of her like falls, you know, like the bridge just collapsed. The part, you know, before her collapsing, like you see this car fall through the collapse and shit. It was crazy. So we're going into episode 2 with this major earthquake going on, and like the sister ends up telling Buckley about the ex-husband, or the husband or whatever he was, you know, how he was abusive and stuff like that. And basically she's on a run, you know, she's an abused woman on a run. She got a call from the husband on her cell phone. He's going off talking about he's gonna find a killer, you know, all that crazy shit these abusive ass men do. And you know, she finally ends up telling Buckley about it, and you know, Buckley's like, you know, I'll do what I gotta do to help you, like, you know, your family, you're my sister, I'll do what I gotta do. And she just doesn't want to stay hidden. She has this inclination to help people because she was a nurse before she ran off. And that's how she ends up being our next 911 operator. Buckley, you know, because she was like, I want to help people, but I don't want to be worried about, you know, in the hospital, you know, looking over my back, worrying about who's coming in the hospital, you know, because of this crazy ass man. So Buckley ends up actually recommending her for the 911 job, and that's how we get the sister doing this. So it was a great start to the season. I'm looking forward to it. because I saw so many people talking about it last season, and I finally binge watched it over the summer. Oh my God, it's a really, really good show. There is a lot of gore because of the accidents and, you know, the stuff that the firefighters have to respond to and stuff like that. So it's a little queasy sometimes. You know, you might feel a little sick up in here sometimes, but the show is well worth the watch, because you're not just getting this cop and these operators, you know, the 911 operators and these firefighters going to these, you know, out here doing their job and stuff, but we also get a glimpse of their personal lives, their personal relationships, and what they're going through and stuff like that. So great start to the season, and I am looking forward to episode 2, which is going to be crazy, because I just love to know how they make it through this goddamn this episode, because they're good. Like the firefighters in this job in this show, they're fucking good, and Athena is a good ass cop. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they make it through that hurricane. That shit is gonna be crazy, and I'm too excited. So my next recap will be on American Horror Story. I'm just gonna start off with 2 shows for now. I'm not gonna be taking on so much shows, especially with the book reviews and the reviews that I'm gonna be doing. So the next TV show recap that I'm gonna be doing is American Horror Story. I'm gonna do episode 2 and 3 together, because I didn't watch episode 2 last week. So I'm gonna watch episode 2 before episode 3 comes on Wednesday, and then I'm also going to be doing a Netflix movie recap, which is Happily Ever After. So I'll probably have oh my God, brain crunching on the wake up. American Horror Story will be up Thursday, because the show comes on Wednesday. And then Happily Ever After, I'll probably do Friday. So there'll be 3 videos up this week, and they're all going to pretty much be, TV and TV show movie recaps. Book recaps, I will have the next book recap I'll have up next week. And one will be a podcast, and another one will actually be me talking to you, showing you this beautiful face on camera. So until the next one, guys, later days. Bye.